Yeah, Seamark, it is a prod though. We got a lot of mages, dude. The main squad right here with Minigun, Seamark, Yareem, as well as Minikosa gonna be first up versus Shada. We do have a protection by the looks of it with Midi. I'm not sure if you meant to Q prot or if you wanted to ret or whatever it is. We're just gonna run it. We're just gonna run it. We'll see how it goes. Big stunner onto Minikosa as Shada trying to get himself a proper setup with an incarnation. Knock up, but doesn't have the knock up by the looks of it for Minikosa. Big bites, and that's gonna be a root as he's trying to go for some damage, trying to see if he clashes Druid, bringing it back to him. As Shada got himself a bit of that survivability. Heart of the wild, heart of a champion. As the man is looking to continue some offensive pressure, backing away from Conduit, which is exactly what he wanted to do. Just zoning out of it. That is going to be Minikosa still activating Conduit, proccing the Celestials, got himself a bunch of buffs, big ports with a massive heal, tricky to follow as the Feral Druid is super low, but the Roots are actually keeping him at bay. Got himself a bit of that zonal action on the side, but Bear Druid's health is getting super low. He needs survivability. He just needs to stay out of that low range of the touch of death. I don't know if he'll be able to escape it. Shine his hardest, but I think it's so low. I think it's over. Oh, it does end up sneaking around with a quick touch of death, taking him out with Hava. I think gonna be next. Or maybe Eliora? Hold on. Elori. Or Duke. Potentially Duke. Or Midi as a prot. I don't really know what prot would do, but I'm interested. You know what? We have a Brewmaster last week, right? I'm down to try it out. Yeah. Oh, okay. So, normally, wait, okay. So, Elo, if you could do this for me, just let him know, like, who's first, who's last, or whatever. But next time, when we got a group, I'll let him know how we usually do our /roll to figure out our order and all that other stuff. Deep breath out of Duke as he got himself, he's just bailing out of there. He's just going for the deep breath and just going deep into the enemy trenches. Does get interrupted on the red, trying to see if he can keep himself at bay from Minikosa. Does activate the eruptions though, so he's able to get himself beams and able to get quite a bit of damage. Going for more living flames though, as he got himself every defensive available. And for Minikosa, just playing it defensively, you would think Duke would go in for like a big old Duke Nukem. Actually, his name is Duke Nukem. I love that. But I would think that normally you would try to kind of go early Karma with Celestial Conduit, chasing after Duke, trying to see if he can keep the pressure. Wall is enough to keep him alive, but that damage with a quick interrupt may need something right here. And looks like Minikosa decided to offer this Karma. He's just gonna get hyper aggressive, popped out a Brock of Zuen by the looks of it, and just decided to go for the finish just for the jugular. Never mind then. That was a lot of damage all at once. Just out of what feels like out of nowhere. As Minikosa got himself a bit of that reset. I was thinking with the Feral Druid. With the Evoker, I was gonna say, when you pop cooldowns, I think you want to stay super aggressive because Evokers, at least Dev, doesn't really live all that long. Not all often. So, yeah. Fist of Fury flying in from Minikosa, and he just absolutely pounding the damage into the Shadow Priest. Got him some Dark Ascension, sounds on the Minikosa. Trying to go for an interrupt, does not connect it with it, and that's going to be full-on Void turn, cannot be interrupted. The Monk trying to see if he can avoid some of this damage as best as possible, and I'm going to guess that Eleodora has to be playing the Void Weaver, right? Unless you're not a Void Weaver and you're a Halo Priest, which I would be very surprised. But I'm going to assume that the reason why we don't see a Void Rift under him is because I guess the game technically thinks I'm on his team, so we don't get to see the Rift. But Minikosa probably gets to see a Rift. For Minikosa, it's a bunch of Vivifies. You just go for a bit of a reset, clashing to pull Elo back towards him with Alexi right after. Got himself locked down for a good spot. Now that's going to be a quick stun. Does not play the knockup on the Whirling Dragon Punch. Quick interrupt on the Mind Games. Could be in a potential lots of danger. That's a lot of damage. And that's a big disperse. Got himself lots of healing, lots of survivability. Kind of hanging out next to Minikosa, who's just going to go behind the pillar, set up board, just to have himself an escape and an opportunity to heal. Fear to follow him. If Elo can get himself good setup here, potentially could be a lot of damage. Void Torrent is available, does get to move with the Void Torrent, so that is a confirmed that he's playing the Void Rift build. Got himself a quick Vivify, looking for a quick reset behind the pillar, got himself another port. That is going to be the Rift procced in, and for Minikosa, that's going to be an opportunity to pop out those when. Got himself the Thunder Fist, and that's going to be quick interrupt on the Shadow, locking out Elo, not like they had a disperse to begin with. Massive damage out of left field, Lexi, but it's going to be down for the boy with Hub. The team 2 getting taken apart by a Monk. Then again, in the War Within beta so far, Monks have had, I would say, a fairly good start when it comes to PvP. At least when it comes to raw damage included. It's going to be another clash into Hov, trying to see if he can back up out of this stun as he goes in for a big hit, knowing there's a stun, he could charge right in, got himself the range, trying to see if he can keep himself at bay away from Monikosa. No karma available for the monk. He's got himself a bit of defense with Fort Brew, got himself a bit extra shielding, Fist of Fury flying in as a stun comes out, trying to keep the pressure rolling in as Hov looking to disengage as best as possible. He got grenades throwing in. That's going to be a big defensive to follow. He's got himself a lot of survivability right now. Trying to see if he can put some explosives on Monikosa as he's chilling behind the pillar. Does quite a number of damage. Freezer trap waiting for him right around the corner. And Hov is just going to keep chucking nades at the guy. Just enough time went by for the karma to return, mending bandages, but it's going to get interrupted by the constant ticking of that karma, causing the hunter to fumble the mending bandages out of his hands onto the arena floor. Does get a stun, trinket, forcing the clash, forcing the hunter to get back to him. Fade death for a second. Minikos is very, very low. Potentially good move for the hunter. That's going to be a big defensive for the hunter. Trying to see if he can get himself just enough survivability to take down Minikosa. Big grenade from downtown. The pet is on him. In cap on the pet. Still super, super low. Got himself a ring of peace in order to maybe help zone out the hunter. He does get the kill shot from a range into a stun around the corner. Explosive, and I think it's just over. Man goes for Shadow Meld. I was gonna say, there's no shot could Shadow Meld at that, can you? There's just no way. Minigun try to see if he can get himself a proper go here. As Hov is gonna catch himself a camel. We are in the 6-minute mark. 31% dampening is way too close to Minigun to be able to escape out of him. Oh, that easily. Blink around the corner. Nova to follow. He just gotta get himself a proper setup. And out goes the silence, and it's so, so good. The silence, man. The chimeric poison lined up perfectly, not letting Minigun have a proper go. Invis also denied by the pet. And that Invis defensive potential also gone. Hov taking advantage of the fact that there's a stone onto Mini, does go for the human ritual to break out of it. And Hov will have to be, I think, very, very careful with the cooldowns out of Mini. Does go for the Frosty interrupt. Not like he's in any pressure to have to ice block anytime soon. Got him some quick Evo. A potential opener to be able to go for big damage. Trying to see if he can commit all that damage into Hov. Hov could be under a lot of pressure, but so is the mage. Oh my god, the block last second as he had 0 health. And Hov survived it. He just decided to go counter-aggressive against the aggression of Minigun, which is, I think, sometimes the right way of going about it. Both are so low. Wall for Hov does go for the interrupt on the arcane. Is it going to be enough that just sees an extra bit of damage? Big ultra up for the maestro. Not only reposition, but regain some health. Got himself shielding, trying to puncture through absorb as best as he can. Explosive, just not enough to puncture through the rest of it. But Hov got himself a little bit of healing. Exil's backup unavailable. Got himself skill shots here and there. He's got to be playing. Is he Sentinel? I can't even tell if you're Sentinel or if you're playing the other spec. But your pet is dead too. Hov, better be careful. Your pet is down for the count. The Cobra tried to see if he can get himself a setup here. You try to cut across, that's going to be immediate slow, and you got to get your pet back up and running. It looks like the mage ended up focusing quite a bit of attention into the pet, and that is a trinket. It is just gone. Turtle shell is available very, very soon, so you could turtle and get a pet up and running. Or you might decide to turtle and get a pet. Yeah, turtle, pet. It's just, Corbin is definitely trying to see if he can put you up against the wall here, not giving you a chance to catch any kind of breather whatsoever. He's got a Havoc onto your pet, looking to get a Mortal on you. Got himself a plenty of damage from these portals, as well as the Infernal and Succubus trying to swing around the pillar. He got Charge Trap to slow it down a little, and Corbin popping a defensive here pretty early on. I don't know if there's anything Huff can do in this situation. He got Exil. Maybe he'll be able to utilize it and then hopefully survive long enough. Cobra with a wall, just try to see if he can crank out all those bolts back to back. Hub does not have a bubble for this one, or turtle for this one. Does go for a massive exil. He needs some in here. Any kind of control into Cobra. No longer has a wall. And Huff, he survived through a good portion of his damage. Now he is on the aggression. He is the one on the chase. Big emulate of the Succubus CC, letting Cobra get another setup. Binding shot stops him without Mortical though, so that's a pretty big trade. Second stun is available for Huff in case he needs to, as there going to be more ports, as well as a Chaos Mother spawning in for Cobra. But he's super, super low. Big Soulfire, massive hits, and both of them are extremely low. I'm trying to see if he can get him some anti-survivability whatsoever. Huge kill shot, hoping to end it, and does take it. Are you kidding me? Are you still dotted? He might just die here. Oh no. He's alive. He's alive. He is alive. Hold on. If Seamark wants to give him a proper honor duel, he could walk over and just poly the guy, right? I don't think Seamark is trying to kill you. Or is he? Maybe? I don't know. I don't know. Okay, Kama. Well, if Steamer goes for the eyes aggressively, then he's really trying to end the duel. If he's just letting him chill, he's fine letting you heal. Actually, okay, he got mending bandage. I was gonna suggest like Hub, if he's letting you get an honor duel and reset like this, he's letting you heal. He would much rather just poly you so you can get full health. So they can get this duel on the road. You know what I mean? Buff Buck, dude, for real. Buff Buck. Buff survival, man. Look at this. Picking up the eye. Letting the guy get a proper, almost full reset. But the damping is getting kind of high. He can only get so much healing, honestly. Big harpoon. Got himself a CC. Seaverk with a trinket immediately. I'm just blasting through the hunter's defenses. Everything. The only way to live that is to turtle or just layer defenses on one after the other. And Midi is the last one left as a prot. Where you didn't want to be a prot? Is that what happened? Would you not mean to be a prot? I can't move? Oh, he's bugged. Seaverk, he literally cannot move. He literally can't move his character. He's floating above the ground just a little. Can you go and knock him, Seaverk? You have a knockback? Just to see if you can dislodge him, maybe? He literally can't move. He literally says he can't move. He's actually just floating above ground a little. He's coming. Seaverk to the rescue. This is interesting. Can you knock? No, still can't move. He just stuck. You might just have to like duel him while staying in melee of the guy. Polymorph? I don't think yeah, you might just have to like melee him. Like literally stand on top of him and duel each other without movement. I like a DPS race. And Seaverk is down for it, dude. He's down for it. I don't know what this prod gameplay is gonna look like, but he's down for it, dude. They're trying it. He's trying to keep it as fair as possible. He's like, you know what? He literally can't move. I'm not gonna run. Normally mobility is a big part of a mage, but he's having to sacrifice that. As Midi, I don't even know what defenses a prot really has for PvP, but you know he's using them, and there goes a pretty big one. I think it's a cheat death, and Seaverk, I guess, takes it. I am not sure what happened with that whole being stuck in place, but I'm also not sure about the prot. By the way, Hov, insane performance.